We'll speak to political expert Jason Nichols, who joins us now from Maryland. Jason, you know what, with a lack of any real policy detail, any idea on how to possibly change or modify American gun laws, let's concentrate on the speech itself and President Trump's delivery of it, the words that he used, how he spoke to the camera. What did you make of it?
Well, I think you stated it in your intro, the fact that there was no emotion, no feeling. It was clear that he did not write those words and he was reading them from a teleprompter, something that he has criticized himself in the past. So really, I don't know how anyone could find that to be convincing, to find it as though there's going to be actions that are actually going to change this situation. I believe we're nearing 250 mass shootings in this country. We have 91% of Americans support universal background checks, including 74% of members of the NRA support it, but yet nothing seems to happen in Washington. So it sounds like, this administration is not draining the swamp, as he says. They're actually adding to it, and they're not going to solve this problem.
So on Monday morning, the president actually tweeted about possibly being open to some sort of modifications to existing gun laws. And then he came to the microphone and not a single word about any of those possible ideas. It's almost as if someone from the NRA must have called him up and said, look, make sure you don't talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. I think that, he did the same thing that the political right in this country has been doing for a while, which is cast aspersions and talk a lot about mental illness when we have evidence that says that a lot of these mass shooters are not, in fact, mentally ill. They actually know exactly what they're doing. They know the consequences, and they're committing these crimes. I'm not saying that there aren't some underlying issues, but one of the things that we find is in countries that have less access to firearms, they don't have these same problems, at least not with the same magnitude that we have here in this country. And the president should do something about it. And that's why, our former president stepped up and called him out.
One of the most bizarre elements of that entire speech appeared to be when suddenly Donald Trump talked about needing to reform immigration. Now, if the alleged gunman in El Paso is indeed a white supremacist, Trump has used that speech to push the agenda of white supremacists on immigration.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. It's the equivalent, honestly, of someone who beats their wife and then says, look at what you made me do. The issue here is not immigration. It's not borders. All of these shooters are American citizens. They are born in the United States. It has nothing to do with anyone. And if anyone is actually not guilty, it's the victims, which included in El Paso 6 Mexican nationals. So this is an international incident. It is an embarrassment, and it's an even bigger embarrassment to have the president of the United States avoid and evade the issue at hand and not try to fix it.
Jason, thank you very much for talking to us on TRT World. Jason Nichols in Maryland, USA.